Hey everybody, John Craig here with Performance Plus Tennis. In today's lesson, we're going to cover a topic that's most commonly asked here about the serve on YouTube, and that's how to serve faster. So in today's lesson, I'm going to cover 5 key things that you need to do to have a faster serve. The first key is to have a Continental Grip. And the reason is the Continental Grip will enable you to activate the full range of motion that you need to get the most racket head speed and therefore the most power and make your ball go as fast as possible on the serve. So you've got to have a Continental Grip. Now, the Continental Grip is pretty easy to find. It's also called the hammer grip. So if I were holding my racket like a hammer and this was the nail of a head, I would hold the racket so that I could hit that nail on the head like that. And the way my hand is going to settle into the racket handle is it's going to be on top. So I've got the racket in a vertical position. I'm going to put my hand right on top so that my index finger knuckle for a right-hander is going to be on the first bevel to the right at the top of the handle. And this puts you in a perfect position where you can use a full range of motion, activate the elements that we're going to go through in today's lesson, and really get as much racket head speed and get your ball to go as fast as possible. Now, many players struggle with the Continental Grip, and mostly because they don't understand how to use it. So in this stage, we're going to go through the things that will help you, and drills that are going to help you learn how to activate that Continental Grip. And we're going to learn how to throw the ball and get a nice active throwing motion. Before we do that, we're going to go through a couple of exercises that are going to help develop that motion as well. And the first one is palm to palm, where I put the palm of my left hand up in front of me nice and high. I take the palm of my right hand and I have it face my ear. And I'm going to go right at that hand. And as I get to that hand, I'm going to slap it through. And this is developing what we call long axis rotation or pronation through the shoulder, which we're going to go through in the lesson here today. So we start here, palm to the ear, palm to the hand, palm to the side. Ear, forward, side. And then once we've done that a couple times, we're going to take and point that elbow right back towards the back fence or towards the camera. And now the palm is facing the side fence. As it comes through, it's going to pass by and face my ear, then it's going to face the hand, and then it's going to face off to the right. So right ear, forward, right. And that's developing the motion you need to get the Continental Grip to make sense on your serve. Once you've done that, now we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to throw the ball. So I'm going to set up sideways to my target line, which we're going to go through as well. But I've got my palm facing the side fence. Now my palm's going to come by and face my ear. It's going to face forward where I'm throwing the ball, and then it's naturally going to rotate over so my palm is facing to the right. So here we go. Right ear, forward, right. Right ear, forward, right. And it's this movement and this throwing motion that's going to help make this Continental Grip make so much sense. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the racket in the hand, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So next up, now I've got the racket, I've got my Continental Grip, and I'm going to produce the exact same motion I was just doing with the ball. So I'm here, palm is facing the side, palm is facing towards the ear, palm is facing forward, palm is facing side. Side, ear, forward, side. Side, ear, forward, side. And what you can see is that the racket head is just coming up and my arm is starting to extend, the shoulder is rotating over. So I'm getting a lot of racket head speed, a lot more racket head speed than arm speed. So with this technique, you can get the racket head to move very, very quickly without feeling like you have to swing your arm fast. In fact, you really can't swing your arm nearly as fast as you need to get the ball to travel fast. So you have to get this technique in there so the racket head really can accelerate through. And that's a key part of developing a faster serve. Tip number 3 is learning how to get your body to move in the way that will create the power. A lot of tennis players are trying to generate power by using the swinging arm. So we're just thinking about how hard we can swing our arm to get power, but really the power is going to come from how you use your body, and then the swing will naturally follow your body and catch up and create easy power. So how do we set up our body? Well, with the Continental Grip in particular, we've got to be sideways to our target line so that we're sideways, just like in any shot in tennis, or even if you're throwing a ball, you've got to make sure that you turn sideways so that you can rotate your core and your shoulders back, and that's what's going to create the power. So the first thing we're going to do is work on a stance that's going to match the grip and enable your body to really create the movement we're looking for. So make sure that you're at least perpendicular to your target line. More advanced players may even go a little further so that they get a little bit more turn so they can rotate around and get even more power. But at least if you're sideways to your target line, you have a good chance of using your body to get that power going, okay? So that's the first thing. The next component to this is learning how to get your shoulders activated. So what we're going to do on the serve, and we see a lot of recreational players will do this, they'll toss the ball and then the arm, the left arm, the tossing arm will just sort of fade away. But the left arm for a right-handed player needs to release the ball and then line you up and stretch you. See how I naturally, once I let the ball go, my shoulders follow the arm and put me right into a good steep angle. And now I'm in a position where I can rotate around and generate a lot of rotational power in the shoulders, but also a shoulder over shoulder action. And that's going to allow me to get more height on my contact as well. So big tip here is that we're going to get into a great position, but then we're going to learn how to stretch that left hand up. And you can also see what's natural as well is that when I stretch that left hand up, my shoulders want to bank to make it comfortable, and my legs want to flex. I didn't even think about it, but my legs are going to flex. It wouldn't be natural to go like this. That wouldn't be comfortable or natural to generate power at all. So just let your knees flex into a nice comfortable position, get that left arm vertical, get your shoulders in a nice angle here, and get yourself in a position where you're going to be able to throw the ball upwards. And now you're getting into the loading stage of the serve where you're storing energy and power that's going to allow you to hit that serve faster. Tip number 4 is understanding exactly what happens from the trophy or balance position, the loading stage of the serve, and to getting to contact. So here I am, and this is where a lot of players don't really know what they're doing or haven't had the right instruction. A lot of coaches say keep the left arm up, keep the left arm up, but you can't. The reason why we stretch that left arm back is so that we can use it as a pulley to rotate ourselves around and trigger the rotation of the shoulders and the core to create the power. So once you're in your balanced trophy position and the ball gets up to the top, you're going to start to pull that left hand away, drive with the legs, and that's going to trigger the shoulders to go from this position where the right shoulder is low, around and get the right shoulder high. And from a back view, you're going to see where my shoulder is here, and you're going to see where my shoulder is here, okay? And that motion combined with a nice, loose, relaxed throwing motion is going to allow your racket head to accelerate up to contact and create a faster serve. And tip number 5 is getting to the natural, comfortable extension at contact. We see so many recreational players that make contact below the ideal contact point where you have a comfortable extension. But the problem is if you get even down here a little bit, you have to let the racket head trail your hand and your serve ends up being a push. And you can never get the racket head speed you need to make your serve and your ball go so much faster. So you've got to get to the extension. Now there's a lot of things that help you get to the extension, but you've got to get up there, get a nice high ball toss, and go up there and get to the top. And you can see that everything we've worked on so far is helping you do that, particularly the body position and the left arm. So when I stretch that left arm up and I coil back and then I uncoil, look how my right shoulder gets high and I get nice height at contact. Nice extension way up here. Now it's not overextended where I'm locked up in my shoulder's free, but it's a comfortable extension where it's relaxed and comfortable. Okay, you got to get there. If you don't get there, you're never going to get the racket head speed that you need. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson, and I hope you'll take these concepts to the court and work on them to make your serve a faster weapon. Please give us a like, leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and finally, if you're interested in diving into your serve deeper, click on the link in the description down below and get my free mini course, The 5 Principles You Need to Master to Achieve Your Full Potential on Your Serve. Thanks again for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next lesson.